The model that we use as the Friedrich Naumann Foundation is that we don't consider ourselves a donor. We very much see the people we work with in country as our partners and supporting their roles in human rights defense, whether it is also in litigation, but also very much in advocacy. So in terms of our footprint, very much working in our different country offices as well, which I've mentioned before, around journalism, freedom of the media. We also work very much with human rights defenders across various topics. We've covered female genital mutilation. We've covered post-conflict war countries. We've covered also what the legal framework looks like in countries around the African Court on Human and People's Rights.
We do a lot of work with women, especially women who are trying to vie for office in different parts of Africa. How do you encourage or empower these women to take on the biggest challenge, a run for office?
So, I think a conversation that's been happening, at least for the better part of the last 15 years or so, has been around bringing women and their representation in the political space, but more so in leadership and decision making. We have, since 2019, supported the Women Leadership Program, which is looking at female representatives from liberal political parties in Africa, who then come together on a 3-part or 4-part session in a year, where they are basically given soft skills and also very much thematic skills, topical skills around how to go about their way of work. Where we've seen also with members of parliament, parliament is the legislative body of any government. This is where decisions are taken, and representation in parliament is where the power is actually held. So for us, this has really been something that we've seen ourselves taking a lead in, and obviously contributions from the African part and the women who have been part of this process at every cohort has been really remarkable.
You have a date now set in South Africa. Elections are coming up. I think May 29th. That's when people are likely to go vote for representatives. From talking to you, you just expressed how you're helping a lot of women. Are you planning to do that for women parliamentarians or for women legislators around the country in South Africa?
Definitely, these elections celebrating 30 years of South Africa's democracy, real democracy, and the challenges that we faced up until now. But as we think about the elections and support of what that looks like for engaging youth especially, I think voter apathy is something that is not just a South African phenomenon, but it's everywhere across the African continent. We actually are running a series where we will be having mayoral candidates or premier candidates that will be having debates in different provinces. And this is also where we are going to see, obviously, there's a candidate list, so that is already prescribed. But of course, when it comes to what it looks like for young women and also youth participation, we very much are wanting to engage on various digital platforms to make sure that reach is definitely there, to enable that whatever vibrant democracy you want to see post the election date of 29th is basically the mirror of the will of the people of South Africa.